homes and bicycles. I'm Ashley and I hope you're having a lovely summer so far. This month's collection takes inspiration from William Shakespeare's play A Midsummer Night's Dream, with a storyline centred around fairies, woodland magic and the fading moonlight of a waning crescent amidst the starry backdrop of a midnight and twilight coloured sky. We're so excited to bring to you varieties of flowers that offer an eclectic mix of magical colours, forest-like textures, all of which are accented by sprigs of greenery we can always find well at home during a walk in the local woods. Today we're so excited to share with you how to construct the medium letterbox flowers which come as part of the Midsummer Night's Dream flower collection. So before we start, as a side note, all of our flower stems have been prepared in advance and the vase with the water and flower feed also. If you'd like to understand how to do this, you can always refer to our video, also available on our channel, which is called the Flower Care Guide. So to begin with, we'll start by taking the strongest of stems to create our flower grid. As ever, this is just to offer structure to the longer and softer stems which will be introduced later on. So we'll take our magnolia branch, position this on one side. Then we'll take our viburnum with blackberries and position those on the opposite side in the mirroring position. Given how much greenery is on the viburnum on this side, we'll then also position our leather leaf and we'll weave this in around the magnolia. Next we'll take our asparagus fern. The asparagus fern, quite similar to the leather leaf actually, is very top heavy. So the stem is very long in comparison to a very large, heavy leaf at the top. Therefore, what we'll always do is make sure the stem is trimmed down relative to the size of the vase so that it doesn't topple out. And especially because these are the stems used to create the structure of the grid, we want them to sit quite close to the opening. In a similar way, we'll take our Lilac Gypsophila, and again, this will help create structure if we use it as part of the flower grid. So, being very top heavy, we'll cut it right down until it sits happily and in a very still position. And I think we will just move the asparagus fern closer to the front, again just to create that even distribution of greenery on either side. Now we'll take our Eustoma, like the colour of the night sky in the story. So we'll trim away the offshoots to make 3 or 5 flower clusters. As we always do, we remove any leaves which will fall below the water level. And we'll create a triangle formation to make use of that magic number 3. As you can see, those two pieces of Eustoma are relatively similar in height. So, because varying heights offers different points of interest, the final one will keep us very long and position this towards the back. Again, because it's all about creating balance. Next, we'll take the other 2 purple long stems, being the Scabiosa and the Allium. The Allium has a very pearlescent finish, actually very similar to the blackberries on the viburnum. So there's a nice piece of continuity running throughout the design there. Trimming away just 1 inch off the bottom, because that seems to be relative to the height of the Eustoma. We'll then take the Scabiosa and judge it in the same way. We do this by holding a flower at the back of the vase, visualising where we want it to be, and that helps us understand how much needs to come away. Now we'll take our light pink coloured flowers, being the Dahlia and this beautiful garden rose. The garden rose is naturally longer than the Dahlia, and because the Dahlia is like the moon in the sky, it's best to position this towards the front. Again, because it's all about balance, we'll position this towards the back and keep it very tall. Making sure you can still view it fully. and the Eustoma doesn't distract in any way from it. Just keep playing around until it's in a position you're happy with. Other stems might move away whilst you do so. You can leave them as they are if you like, or you can rearrange them back again. The Clematis is very top heavy as well, because of the amount of flowers and offshoots from this very thin stem. As you can see, it's flexing already just by holding it up. So again, we want to make sure, relative to the height of the vase, the stem is trimmed down enough so when it's inserted, it doesn't topple out. And now we'll just move some of the offshoots of Gypsophila, weave those around some of the other varieties. So depending on which aspect you're looking at it, you have a different view. And finally, we'll now take the ivy. So synonymous with wild woodlands, we'll position this at the front and let it do its own thing. And maybe we'll just look to see if that curls around a bit more. The good thing with ivy is it is pretty flexible and you can be quite heavy-handed with it to mould it into the position you want it to be. And in fact, maybe we'll just actually wrap it around the vase and use the leaves to interlock it. I think that looks pretty balanced. And there you have it, the medium letterbox flowers from the Midsummer Night's Dream flower collection. I hope you enjoy.